Well, this is the original website, and this is a responsive website mockup that I created using Gemini AI. And honestly, it looks quite great. And of course, these screenshots are based on some real screenshots that I provided to Gemini, and with some prompt, we can easily create an amazing looking and professional website mockup in just a few seconds. Now, actually, you can always use some free PSD design on the internet, and then you can download that, you can open that file using Photoshop, and then you can replace the screenshot with your own website. But there is one major benefit of using AI, especially Gemini Nano Banana. So right now, you can easily change something on the picture. You can add some accessory, you can change the background, you can add something, remove something, or replace something in a picture using a simple plain English. Just describe it and AI will do the editing. So this is very useful for anyone who are not quite familiar with Photoshop or some design tools. So I think this is actually a decent alternative for some agencies and website designers. Now, I'm going to show you how you can create this picture with Gemini, but of course, you still need to take a screenshot of the website in various devices. And you can actually just use your browser. You can take a screenshot using Microsoft Paint or some screenshot tool that you prefer. There are many screenshot tools or extensions that you can use. And also, you can just right click on the website, click inspect, and then you can enable the responsive mode, and then you can select the device where you want to preview the website. This is a standard practice to actually get the screenshot of the website. I'm not going to talk about that in details, but basically you can take a screenshot of the website in various devices using this feature in the Google Chrome browser or virtually any browser. Now after that, you can open gemini.google.com, or you can use the mobile app version of Gemini, and here you can upload the screenshots. So I highly recommend to actually give some names to the screenshot. So I will start with the phone, and it's actually going to help AI to differentiate what is the screenshot for the phone, the tablet, and the desktop. So it's going to be assigned accordingly. Again, it's a good practice to just provide a label or name to the picture. So I'll start with the phone, and then the tablet, and lastly, the desktop. So I choose the desktop to be the last because right now, when I'm recording this video, Gemini is yet to have a native aspect ratio selector. So I cannot choose the aspect ratio of the mockup. That's why the desktop here, which is a 16:9 picture, is provided the last. So right now, Gemini will just take the last picture as the reference for the aspect ratio. So if your last picture is horizontal, then the final picture will be horizontal. But if your last picture is vertical, then your final picture will be vertical. So that's one thing that perhaps you want to bear in mind. Now, after that, you can copy this prompt from the description down below, and you can paste that into Gemini. Right now, there are two things that you can change. So here, you can specify the plant that you want to use as a sort of decoration in the picture. So if you look closely at the first picture, you will see that there's this plant, and you can always change the plant with whatever plant that you want. And in this case, I'll just use some lily plant. And another thing that you can customize is the background color. So let me just select the background color to be beige. There you go. Now click tools, create images, and just send the message. Now, there is one thing that I need to recognize, and this is actually still the drawback of using AI in general, at least at the moment, is that the text is not going to be always perfect. This is actually a common weak point in most AI models. Like if there are some text that looks kind of weird, like for example, this text from this website, the website looks great, but unfortunately the text is just not very common. So Gemini actually kind of struggle with this particular letter. It's just not able to replicate that because again, it is not very common and likely not in its training data. So that's one weakness, I gotta say, of using AI. But if your website is just using standard font and not overly complicated, then I think you can definitely use this method. Now let's go back to Gemini. And here we got the design. I think it looks decent. But of course, if you're not quite like it, there is always the option to describe the things that you want to change, or you can click this redo button to get another variation of the same website, the same screenshot with the same prompt, but I will perhaps tweak something and change something slightly. So hopefully on the second iteration, it's going to be a bit better than the first one. But of course, later you can always choose the one that you think looks the greatest. So yeah, that's essentially how you can create a responsive website mockup design using Gemini AI. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.